Friends on Sports 56. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Wolo.
Look up on the wall, there on the floor, under the pillow, behind the door.
Good morning to you all. You're listening to Wolo and Friends this morning. I am Darian Newsom, sitting in for my good friend and buddy, Dave Wolotion this morning. Next to me is Mr. J Ham this morning. We got a big show. Top of the week, and we're not tired of LeBron news, so to speak, right, J Ham?
No,
we can't get enough of this LeBron news, but I'll go ahead and set the show up today, man. Like I said, we'll get into some NBA action with our NBA agent, TJ Reeves, in just a little bit. Other than that, we'll get into AAC Media Days. J-Ham, I wrote down a quote that I wanted to say. I am the Lane Kiffin of broadcast radio. J-Ham, I wanted to bring that up. Coach Huff basically said he's the Lane Kiffin of the group of five in the Portal King.
Hey,
so
man.
I'm still in that.
Hey, man, I'm really starting to think Coach Huff from South Memphis, man.
Hey, have you seen a lot of his clips are starting to be put behind organ music, like church revival music. Devin Walker with the Memphis Grizzlies. I saw one of his posts, and he's like, had to put some organs on Coach Huff because he's preaching at this moment. And I heard our good friend from the mornings, Greg Gaston this morning, says he can sell water to a well, man. Yeah. It's something about his tone, his demeanor. It's not practiced. I think it's genuine. I saw him in studio live and up close with our Matt Infield at Action News 5 downtown. And the guy, I mean, aura. That's what I'll say.
Aura is the perfect word for it.
Aura is what I'll actually say about Coach Huff. But we'll get into the AAC a little bit later on. But in the vein of Dave, we would be remiss if we didn't talk a little golf. And Scotty Scheffler, man. I mean, that putter, man, that putter betrays him like my little brother betrays me sometimes. He's there for me, but I don't know if I can always count on him, man.
Okay, I was out of the loop on the golf end this weekend. What happened this weekend?
Twin Cities up in Minnesota. I love me some Minnesota. I visited Minnesota about a month or so ago for a
Shout out to
volleyball
Kirby
tournament.
Puckett.
Absolutely. The 3M Open went down this weekend, and the winner finished 25 under. So a lot of scoring, and that was Mr. Jackson Coven taking home the prize for the 3M championship. Not quite sure who the guys picked last week, but not sure if that guy's name was called. You know, you're a lot of Rorys, a lot of Schefflers and big name guys when you're picking these tournaments. And a lot of times, you know, guys come out the woodwork and get a victory. But that's all a part of being a professional, getting a win on the PGA Tour. I know Mr. Coven is excited, but I was just looking at Scheffler, man. Scheffler at 22 under. Once he finished, he was staring down the barrel at possibly a playoff. But it just didn't happen. Coven brought the thing home, and shout out to him, man. Like just shout out to him. But Scotty Scheffler finishes second. Really focused in on this guy because still the best player in the world, but there are some chinks in the armor, and you know, sometimes it comes to fruition and it costs you. And it did. It cost him to the tune of 3 strokes back and finished at 22 under this week at the 3M Open. But great tournament over the weekend. Like I said, a lot of scoring, not as difficult as an open tournament, obviously. But hey, you know, kudos to him. What else we got today? Tennis. What do you know about tennis, J Ham? I want to touch on a little tennis. I got a lot of notes, man.
I keep up with the tennis end no more than I do on the golf end, but I'm trying to get better at both. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. So do you know that this was the first time in almost 10 years that the city of Memphis, 901, the Bluff City, had professional tennis here, brother?
This is a great thing.
All right. I'll read it here from my little notes. For the first time in nearly a decade, professional tennis was played here in Memphis with the brand new Memphis Classic Tournament. They began their qualifying rounds on Saturday at the Leftwich, newly built, or I would say newly remodeled Leftwich Tennis Center, one of the largest tennis centers in Southeast Memphis and probably in the city as a whole. But yeah, we had professional tennis actually going down this weekend, and it was a momentous occasion because we hadn't had it in a while. I think Pete Sampras has played here before. I think Agassi has played here before, but not in quite some time. And of course, we didn't have those type of names that were actually on the cards this weekend, but still pros in the building. That's what we like to see. Let's continue to build, not grassroots, but let's continue to build whatever momentum we have in the city on tennis. So, shout out to those guys and gals that participate. I'm trying to see if we can find some notable names from this, but other than the milestone, that's really what stood out to me, that since 2017, the ATP, the Professional Tennis Tour, has not been in the city of Memphis in quite some time. So really glad to see that happen. Back to the AAC. Did you follow Media Days?
No, I did not.
AAC. All right, so
I did catch the Charles Huff quote though about not wanting to being out of that conference, but still rocking that same logo going down the road. I like that.
Sounds like he has huge aspirations.
He's got plans, baby.
So what I did, I took down notes basically from each team and their coach. So each coach had an opportunity to get the microphone, as we know, at all media days, just about where coaches they basically they're hype men, they're sellers, they're businessmen in front of those microphones, and their job is to leave you with a glaring, a proud feel for where this coach is and where this coach has his team. Pernetti, I mean, some of these notes that I have, man, these guys are they're boisterous. They have big personalities. Even though we're in the AAC, and a lot of these guys are aspiring to get their teams to bigger and greater conferences. But as of right now, I'm loving what I'm seeing from the upside of the coaches and the way they're looking at their teams and they're looking at their conferences. And it's a breath of fresh air for someone like me. So I'll just go over a few of these notes that I wrote down. One, I started North Texas. After a program record win total a season ago, the Mean Green are flying under the radar. Head coach Neil Brown, guess what he says? Nobody's talking about us right now, Jay Ham. That's every coach right now.
That's the motivation. A lot of those coaches, especially that's lying in the weeds, they want that. They want to be the underdog, the hidden one that people don't see coming. And then by the end of September, they like, hey, they didn't see us coming.
Absolutely.
And they 4-1 at that point.
Absolutely. I mean, it goes on to Coach Newberry in Navy. He says, I'm not interested in sustaining success. I'm interested in building on success. All these quotes, man, they kind of get you fired up at the beginning of the season. With these young men, you just gotta love it. John Summerall, former coach for Tulane, he's moved on and had his cake and eating it too over there in Florida right now. Will Hall has sparked some concerns to the program's future, but Hall made sure to note that his program, Tulane, has recruited and kept talent football in New Orleans. So, we're good to go. But yeah, it's just a ton of upside from these coaches. Army coach, Coach Jeff Monk had noted the growth that he saw from quarterback Bryson Daly, make between his first and second season as a starter when discussing the potential for returning starter Kel Halams in the Army offense this fall. That growth could be pivotal in elevating Army ceiling in 2026. I say all this just to say each coach is saying what they're supposed to right now. That's exactly what the teams, that's exactly what the boosters, the players, the fans, each one of us want to hear. Hey, what are you selling me on this season? I already have my season tickets. We're ready to go, but get me interested and keep me interested. So it looks like we're ready to pivot a little bit. But yeah, I'll go back on my AAC tangent a little bit more. I have more notes about each team and each coach and the breakdowns of kind of what happened. But I want to pivot right now to the story that it didn't break the internet because it almost seemed like a news dump almost on a Friday evening. Just kind of get it out there and just kind of let the weekend do what it does to it, right? I thought he had
That's the best way you can get with that.
Yeah, I mean, unless he would have did it this morning.
Like you said, that news dump. Let's just get it out of here so I can go enjoy my weekend. Let y'all talk about it.
But if you are, quote unquote, the GOAT, there is no such thing as a news dump, right? There's no problem.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about one LeBron James. If you do not know, if you've been under a rock, how my good buddy John Harden would say, you would know that LeBron James intends to play with the Philadelphia 76ers. 2-year deal, $8 million, 4 years per player option in the second year. And so we want to get some thoughts on LeBron's newly found team and how this whole thing will play out. We're going to bring in TJ Reeves right now. Good morning, TJ. How are you? Am I there? Hey, TJ, good morning. How are you?
How are things in the River City today?
Things are beautiful, and it's always a good day whenever I get to play Wolo. I get my coffee and I sit it in the same spot as he. I get my.
Is he getting another golf vacation in before the start of the Tigers season? Is that what's going on? And how are we not invited on this?
I haven't the slightest idea. I think this one is a tad bit more serious. You probably can text him. I don't think he's on the links today, but that was totally a great guess by you, though. Totally a great guess. You know Wolo so well. But yeah, I just want to jump into you and just first ask you, are you surprised about LeBron's decision, and what are your thoughts? Just open the floor to you. Go for it.
Well, the first confession is I'm not the biggest NBA guy. And I know Memphis is an NBA town with the Grizzlies. Tampa, where I am, is not an NBA town, even though Orlando's about 75, 90 miles away, depending on where you live in our area. Does it surprise me that he moved on to another different place? No, because that's what he did when he did this 15 years ago going to Miami, and he did it again after going back to Cleveland when he went to the Lakers. People are jumping up and down and thinking, okay, he's going to build some kind of a super team in Philadelphia. We have to take a step back that this is not 2015, much less 2010, much less 2005, and he's 41 years old. So I boomerang it back to you. How much can he bring to Philadelphia to make them a contender? That's the real question.
I am one of the proponents that says this is not about LeBron. I've crossed the plateau of 40 years old, so I do understand peace and happiness. So from that standpoint, I do not believe that the pressure, the bearings of the team should be on his shoulder. He's the grandfather. He's the uncle that's coming in to give you knowledge, to help you along your journey. But right now, this is all about those young guys. And if a lot of people don't see that, actually, TJ, a lot of people are taking this as if Michael Jordan in his 5th year went from Chicago to Boston. No, the man is 40 plus years old. His moves right now should not move you that much to be that emotional about where he goes. And, if he gets another championship, right now, this is legacy building in my humble opinion. And the people that are being chosen to help elevate this legacy are those teammates of his of the Philadelphia 76ers. So,
so educate me. Who else have they brought in free agency? I know they got Jaylen Brown in the trade. What is the other piece in free agency or through the draft that would make you think they're a championship contender besides just adding a 41-year-old LeBron? That's the real key. What else is around him?
Yep, and there's not a free agent on that team that's a mover or a shaker. They have a center that came over from the New York Knickerbockers.
Right.
They picked up small pieces here or there. LeBaron Philon, Alabama player. They have him. He's in a log jam with the guards. But there's no one that they picked up. I think besides Jaylen Brown, all of the pieces should have already been there. It's kind of like that house with the beautiful structure, but the wife is walking through it with you saying, there's just something we need, and we just don't know.
Wait. Be careful. Are you speaking from experience?
Yes,
Be careful. When you're just putting the business out on the airwaves, about the wife walking through the house inspection. That can get back to her. You have to be careful with these things. I'm giving you free advice.
Oh, thank you so very much. Hey, because she tends to listen, but she didn't give me bad advice. She just said it needs a coat of paint. The bones there were actually pretty good, so we're
right.
in a good space with that. All right, so I want to take the time to actually move on to AAC Media Days. You were down there, correct?
Yes, correct.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on the wrap up, or holistically how things went down there?
It's interesting. They did it on the heels of the SEC's media days. Slightly more interest, obviously, in the SEC, but they had some holdover media come over to St. Petersburg across the bay to be part of the 2-day event that the American was having. And obviously, we care the most here about the USF Bulls, South Florida, Brian Hartline, and his first season coming in. But equally, my allegiance is with the U of M and Charles Huff. And I continue to say this. I've told Wolo this on and off the air and several other Memphis people that I'm in contact with. I'm just impressed. I don't know what this season is going to bring, but Charles Huff is impressive at a distance from me every time you hear him talk about the Memphis program, the future, et cetera. So I was impressed by how he handled himself, and I'm excited to see what the Tigers are going to look like coming up. And he's obviously had a track record of success at previous places, including having won and gotten Marshall into a bowl game. And obviously he took off in a dispute with the athletic department right before that bowl game and took the Southern Miss job. And he turned Southern Miss around in one season and then suddenly jumped to Memphis because it's a better job. So I understand there's criticism that he's kind of been job hopping the last 2-3 years. But I don't know what you think. You guys are more familiar with him. You hear him much more. You're going to hear him much more in the coming days and weeks here as the season gets underway. I'm just impressed at a distance with him.
Yes, absolutely. I love the fact that you use the term at a distance, because up close, it's even more impressive. Over the weekend, I listened to a lot of his coaches. I listened to each one of the coaches, but one of my biggest takeaways from Coach Huff is that he's a quote-unquote gym rat. He stated that he likes to be in his offices on a Sunday, on the weekends, where he looks out of his window and he says it looks like a Tuesday morning because all the people are, all the guys are there. Everyone is working. So from that standpoint, when a coach tells you, hey, I'm here, I need you to be here, that's a leadership quality. Leadership is something that I think you see as well as you feel. How does that translate when you're a new coach and you come in, you say, hey, I'm available, I need you guys to be available too?
Well, true. And another thing that he sought out to do is, I guess, mend some of the relationship situation with the local coaches, the local high school coaches and the regional coaches in and around there, because I guess the implication was from Ryan Silverfield and before that with Mike Norvell, et cetera, that had been a problem. I mean, like, I could tell you here in this state, that's one of the criticisms of Norvell at Florida State, is he has not done a good job of the relationships in the Florida Panhandle or in South Georgia or South Alabama, where Florida State used to, on a frequent basis, get numerous players. Norvell has not done well at those relationships. But again, you can speak to it better than me. He was saying he set out to mend those relationships and be able to get how many ever players that's going to be, whether that's 2 or 3 from the area or 3 or 4 from the area that can help. You got to do your best to try to get that. And maybe it's a 3-star guy that you turn into a 4-star guy, something like that. So I like what I'm hearing. We're optimistic. And then obviously, as I keep joking, my daughters, my twin 18-year-olds, are about to embark on their freshman year at USF here in Tampa. My wife is a USF graduate, and so I'm now outnumbered 3-1 in my own household for the Bulls and the Memphis Tigers come November here in Tampa, which I believe is a Thursday night game.
Yes.
So I'm already in need of help. It's like a tag match. It's like Saturday morning wrestling on Channel 5. I need to tag somebody in to help me.
Yeah.
It's a 3-on-1 situation here.
Yeah, we don't want you in a lose or leave town situation.
No, we do not need to lose or leave town. Exactly. And believe me, I heard more than enough of it from the basketball season, because the Twins had already decided at that point they were going to go to USF, and they went ahead and drilled Penny and the Tigers in both games, especially in the game here in Tampa. So I've heard it already. So let's see. They were very quiet, though, last October when the Tigers came roaring back and won that game in the fourth quarter against USF and stopped their unbeaten season in the American. So let's see what the football replay comes back around. There's a lot of optimism down here in and around Brian Hartline and the recruiting class he had and some of the NIL players he's been able to get in Tampa, but he's never been a head coach before. He's the former Ohio State wide receiver. They've had a great wide receiver room. He's been the wide receiver coach. He played in the NFL. So, but Hartline's never been a head coach before. So it'll be very interesting for the Bulls, for Memphis, and for the other contenders, Tulane, et cetera, in this conference.
Absolutely. Just a couple more questions here with TJ. We appreciate you hanging in here with us this morning on Wolo and Friends. I want to ask you an SEC question, primarily about our former coach, Mr. Ryan Silverfield. Over the week, he made the statements that he's pretty cool. He has a hot wife, and he can quote Notorious B.I.G. lyrics. How do you think that it plays into his locker room? I mean, does the kids like that? Because if that's my coach, I'm saying, Coach, pull it back just a little bit.
He's trying to get some SEC swag going, I guess. And he was right at the tail end of everything on Thursday at the media days, and he had to follow Lane Kiffin, by the way. And look, he had success at Memphis, but this is a whole new level at Arkansas with the expectation that they have to win and to win immediately because they've been floundering the last few years. Sam Pittman had it turned around to an extent, but yeah, he's doing that, trying to make himself seem more relatable, more likable to the younger players. I think so much of this, though, the lure is, especially, do you have the big-time facilities, and how much money can you get me in the NIL versus the other ones? That matters more with whether or not you have the hot-looking wife or you can quote rap lyrics or whatever else. So he's got his work cut out for him. There's no doubt on that, on Silverfield. I know Wolo has been big on that. He thinks that the job is not going to be too big for him, that he's going to be able to handle that job, but the pressure gets turned up immensely. You look at the beginning of last year when Memphis won that game with Arkansas, it basically doomed Sam Pittman at that point early in the season. Then Notre Dame obviously came in and destroyed them, and he was a dead man walking at that point. They even had to fire him during the year. So that's the kind of situation you're dealing with these SEC jobs, and Ryan Silverfield is now under much more scrutiny with that fan base and that situation. There's
Absolutely.
no doubt.
And he has to know it. He has to know Pig Suey Nation is not going to care about what lyrics you can quote at the end of the day. You have to do what Pittman did not do, and that's get over the hump. That's the same thing.
Knowing the names of all of Tupac's albums ain't going to help if LSU beats you by 35 points. I feel you.
It ain't going to help you at all. All right, TJ, we'll get you out on this. A little bit of breaking news this morning. UNC football general manager Mike Lombardi has been placed on administrative leave, the school announced this morning. The university noted that this is standard procedure and it dictates that no details relating the move have been made public yet. Thoughts, opinions, big thing, nothing?
This is Bill Belichick's guy, his architect, his GM that he brought in, and this is the guy that was saying on the front end, we're like the 33rd NFL team. That's what he was saying a year ago. We're going to bring in all these professional coaches. We're going to ready all these players for the NFL. And a lot of the NFL people rolled their eyes and said, you got to understand that this guy doesn't have any of the cachet. He doesn't have any of the resume of having done any of that. And of course, North Carolina, this just into the newsroom, had a horrible season last year. And I've now seen a couple of things on social media where this is apparently interaction with a female staff member at North Carolina, inappropriate conduct. And so that's a big no-no. He's probably on the way out. What a mess for Belichick
as well. TJ, in Petrino on the UNC staff as well?
Yes. Bobby Petrino, by the way, is there as well.
Good call. It just hit me. Go ahead. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
And so you have all kinds of previous baggage, and now Mike Lombardi has new baggage, and that's why he's on leave. So another distraction for North Carolina, you're right. So never a dull moment there in Chapel Hill. And by the way, they're on the hook still literally for like $20+ million for Belichick, plus another like $6 to $8 million for his staff if they were to get rid of him. So it has been an expensive situation so far for not a lot of results in North Carolina. He better come out of the gates winning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We'll see for North Carolina. So there you go.
Absolutely right. What do you got coming down the pike? You got anything going on for next week before you sit back with Wolo
right
next
now
week?
we're still enjoying summer. We got the college football season that is ongoing. I know Wolo's a big golf guy, and the FedEx St. Jude Classic is coming up as one of the PGA Tour playoff events, but we're almost to football season. We can see it, can't we, from where we are? We can see it. It will be here soon enough over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks. NFL preseason, college fall camps get underway, and then week 0 will be here, so can't wait. Can't wait for any and all of that. I'm glad to be with you. I'm glad that you're behaving, and somebody's got to make sure that Wolo behaves on a regular basis, and it can't be me. So keep up the good work. All right?
We are trying desperately to behave and keep Wolo in line, too. Thank you so much, TJ. And before you lose that loser leave town match, do just like Jerry Lawler did, pull the strap down. You know, hey,
pull the strap down,
pull the strap down, TJ.
And get after it. Yes, exactly.
All right, thanks for joining us, TJ. Wolo will be back with you next week, man.
All right, guys, be well.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was TJ Reeves, and he's brought to you by Family Leisure. We are in the Family Leisure studios right here in Sports 56, 98.5. Let's go ahead and get to a break right now. I'm going to regroup and get my nose together. TJ just threw me for a loop there. I want to give him some more wrestling stuff, but I didn't want to tell him throw the fire. I was like, pull the strap down. I said, do you tell TJ to throw the fire at the kids? Like, no, you can't tell TJ to throw the fire.
No room for steel chairs right now.
Yeah, you can't have the steel chairs and the Tommy Wildfire Rich coming out on the wife and all that.
You know he turned 70 over the weekend?
Wildfire Rich?
Yeah.
I thought I saw that.
I think it was like Saturday.
I thought I saw it.
Saturday.
He is 70 years old, isn't he? Okay, good deal. Shout out to Tommy Wildfire Rich. But yeah, that was TJ Reeves. More of Wolo and Friends, J-Ham, Darian Newsom. You are listening to Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Huey's has been serving the Memphis community since 1970. In this local, family-owned restaurant, you'll find a casual setting and laid-back atmosphere where entertainment includes writing on graffiti walls and listening to live music every Sunday. Huey's has been voted best burger in Memphis every year since 1984 and most kid-friendly for more than 30 years. With 10 locations across Memphis and North Mississippi, there's sure to be a Huey's close by. Huey's Restaurants, blues, brews, and burgers for over 55 years.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Five Ash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, I've got him on the line right now. Marty McNate. Marty, I hear you got some exciting deals over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
You heard right, Randy. I got a 2026 Jetta S, 40 MPG highway estimate, $249 a month.
$249 a month for Jetta S. Hey, what else you got out there, McNate?
If you love a great deal on an SUV, you gotta love the 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS, $269 a month.
I know I'm loving Tiguan at $269 a month. How about Atlas?
Well, out here at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, your 2026 Atlas SE is only $329 a month.
$329 a month for Atlas. So get out there, ask for Marty McNate. He'll be waiting for you at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online, GossettVWG.com.
And remember, your future is what you make it.
All 36-month lease, Atlas TC 564,481, MSRP 41,911, Jetta TMO 312,217, MSRP 25,791, Tiguan TMO 43,763, MSRP 32,881, includes all rebates and incentives, must be financed through Volkswagen Financial Services, PF 895, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, offering 73126, dealer stock only, MDG estimate provided by EPA.
Hey, you ready to bang? Bangers Pickleball in South Haven is now open with 10 courts, a restaurant, and 3 bars. New to pickleball? No problem. Take a free Bangers 101 class to learn. Bangers offers a great time for everyone, and there's no membership required. Bangers even has events for you non-pickleballers like mahjong, trivia, whiskey, and wine tasting. Bangers Pickleball has it all. All the rage, all the fun, all for you. Please dink responsibly at Bangers Pickleball, 6787 Snowden Lane, South Haven, Mississippi. Let's bang.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
And welcome back to Wolo and Friends. Welcome back to Wolo and Friends. There you knew some sitting in. I had to get my headphone right. And my glasses fell right there, Jay Ham. I had to put these eyeballs on. I want to touch back on something that you guys touched on this morning on Mornings. Greg Gaston brought up the wife of Kansas City Chief Offensive Coordinator Eric Bieniemy, who's back with the Kansas City Chiefs after a stint with the Commanders, I believe. She was shot last night at the couple's home in Virginia. He said he did not have her condition. Right now, I have in front of me Mia Bieniemy, who is 57 years old, is hospitalized, and she is in stable condition right now. J. Ham. Police in Loudoun County, Virginia confirmed that a person was being treated for serious injuries, but did not close the person's identity. So, scary situation, right? Like,
that is horrifying, man. I mean, you go to camp to do your job, and you'll get your team prepared, but then you got like that level of unrest at your home.
Yeah. I mean,
that's disturbing.
We were just kind of jovially speaking with our good friend TJ Reeves about, family and homes and the wives and things like that. And then you come back on the other side of the break and you have to give an update like this. It's sobering.
Very.
It is very sobering to say the least. But when you're a quote unquote celebrity, you become what do you call it? Targets. You become
in that public eye like that.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
And even for like an offensive coordinator, he's a high profile offensive coordinator because of the offense,
the turmoil, the not being a head coach, the entire deal.
And for us who've been around a while, we remember this dude as a running back. So.
Yeah, so prayers up to he and his family, man, and hopefully everything is okay. Not sure the whole deal surrounding that, but scary moment. Like I said, you're not there to protect your family, and you get a phone call like this. So, probably on the first thing smoking to get, by our side.
And while we're talking about NFL coaches, speaking of, your head coach who had a gruesome accident a couple weeks ago.
Dude, I was so excited to come here and sit in here with y'all today. That was one of my notes, and I do not have that down. I do not know how I forgot to put that down. Coach Shanahan, man, mid-July car accident.
Actually, it'll be 2 weeks to the date tomorrow.
Yeah.
July 14th.
And you can correct me if I'm right there. I think it was 3 broken ribs, lacerations to the face, I believe. It is so serious that he won't be ready to participate fully as the head coach. The assistant coach will take some of the reps and kind of take some of the burden off of him, and rightfully so. But man, Shanahan in the wreck where it says, I think he was in his neighborhood. He hit an SUV.
Yeah.
He hit an SUV. So, the first thing is you like to see good updates. You don't read or see anything that says life threatening. You see the word serious, but you don't see the word life threatening. So man, prayers.
It's not in ICU or, critical and nothing like that. So it's like, okay, we got past that part.
And the thing with athletes, and I'm triggered by this because of the Tiger Woods situation. Whenever I see, accident, athlete, or, coach in this situation behind the wheel, you think, was it, the pills deal?
We think
the loopiness.
we kind of conditioning them, probably not.
I didn't like seeing Tiger. Yeah, I didn't like seeing Tiger in. I think he had 2 incidents where he was behind that wheel, man, and they're talking to him or whatnot, and he's loopy, and I'm gonna call the president. Yeah. It's like, so I hope that Shanahan was innocent in this situation, that this was just a bad accident that just so happens to happen.
Well, hopefully it don't come out later that he was under the influence.
There you go. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm being protective of it. I was like, no, Darian said that's your 49. If that was a Cowboy, you would say bury him.
I'm with you on that. Just as men, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to see other harm. You're hoping that it doesn't come out and
he was under the influence. J-Ham, where have you been all my life? That's the words I was absolutely.
Hey man, it's early in the morning for both of us. It's all good.
Yeah, but just know if that was a Dallas Cowboy coach, we would be convicting them without a trial, baby. We'd say, how dare you Cowboys? How dare you? All right, let me pull this back up, man. My little notes right away. But yeah, shout out and prayers up not only to the Bieniemy family, but to the Shanahans as well. Want to do a little housekeeping. Said we were talking throughout the break, and we're having withdrawal, some kind of sports withdrawal. I'll tell you mine right now. FIFA, dog. I am missing the World Cup right now. Those games, people, I ingratiated myself probably far too much.
He likes 2 p.m. starts, y'all.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, I got a new buddy. My new buddy, Andrew Douglas, over at Action News 5. He sits right next to me. He's the new anchor. He's probably been on, maybe going on 2 months now, I think, on the night side with us. And he sits right next to me. That's my soccer buddy. Like we're at 2:00, J-Ham. Those televisions are locked and loaded. We got the phones out. We're keeping up with updates. These goals, we're bending them like Beckham, baby. We're doing it all. And right now I'm having a little withdrawal, man.
I'm gonna tell you what my withdrawal is. It ain't with none of the major sports that we cover on a daily basis.
Pickleball.
No. Okay. They might, and I've yet to play that one, and it's probably still a withdrawal just because I hadn't got a chance to watch John and Matt play and talk crap to each other. Yeah, but I need the WWE network back, D. This is not cool.
Not for me. What do you mean back?
No, when Peacock, when they moved off of Peacock and they moved the premium live events, as we discussed Friday, which are now pay-per-views, which we grew up knowing as pay-per-views, they're now premium live events, such as SummerSlam.
That's the PLE we were talking about. Okay.
That'll be airing this weekend. They'll do it on the ESPN app. And they moved a lot of the archives over to Netflix and YouTube, but it's just not the same. So on those dog days in mid-July, when it's 2 million degrees outside, and I'm not going outside for anything, I'm trying to find something to watch, and I don't want to watch no movies, no docs. I want to watch some old school wrestling. I don't have my old school wrestling like I used to have. All because of they got rid of the WWE network, which was always a great thing because we got all that content for $9.99, man. You can't beat that.
I think I got it for $5 when it first started.
When it went to Peacock?
No.
When it first started. Yeah.
Because what intrigued me was I can pay $5 and get a free pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's actually what intrigued me. And I wasn't the biggest wrestling fan. Well, I am a big wrestling fan, but in that moment with WWE, I wasn't there. But I would still watch it if you're going to charge me $5 a month.
If you get to see WrestleMania for $5,
I got to see everything
for $5.
So
there you go.
So yeah, therefore you can't beat that dude. So those are our little sports withdrawals right now. Baseball, man. Major League Baseball trade deadline is coming up. I know it is.
Next week.
It is not as prevalent as our NFL trade deadline or the NBA trade deadline.
Some years it can be though.
Some years it can be because we're wondering will Scooble be on the move? Wondering Schemes, will he be on the move? There's a couple of guys with the Giants. The Giants got a few bats they can move. Who's going to be sellers and buyers? Well, our Cardinals. I know everybody's here in our car. We got Cubbies and we got Cardinals. We have a partial Dodger and myself. I have to put myself on the hook for that. Brett and Dakis won't let me live without having my little Dodger fandom in me. I'm a West Coast boy, man. Like I'm a down south kid, but I'm a West Coast boy. I like my Lakers.
You like your West Coast team.
I would in a perfect world, I would love to be in Santa Monica, dude.
Hey man, you grew up in the '80s. What's when the West Coast was popping like that?
The
49ers, the Lakers, the Dodgers. Yeah,
I'm the only Niner in my family, man.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like gang banging in Little Rock. They all on this side. I'm over here, baby. It's like, hey, it's showing our age, right?
Age. HBO.
Yeah.
We need the 30-year update on that. Bring us another one of those back. Y'all did 2 parts of Banging in Little Rock. Give us a third one.
I didn't think about that. A little update, right? Little Dino came back, Little Rock. How'd you go from baseball to came back to Little Rock? But yeah, man, the trade deadline, people, is August the 3rd. So if you are expecting your teams to make a big move, and I think you have a little wiggle room afterwards. I'm not 100% abreast on that one. But yeah, a little baseball action for you. But KCP. Does that move you? KCP no longer a Grizzly.
Good for KCP. He can go ahead, continue on with his career, go try to continue on with the contender. He's projected and expected to sign with the Sixers at some point later today.
At this point, he's a hired gun, isn't he?
He's a hired gun. That's pretty much what it is. 3-and-D hired gun, and you know he knows how to win. He's done this with the Lakers, went right over to the Nuggets and did it with them too. So
yeah, at this point, he's
just didn't work out for the bluff, but it's all good.
All right, since I have the historian with me, 2 basketball nuggets I want to bring up. We all like lists. There's a list I want to talk to you about. And LeBron. Which one? Which one you want to go first?
Let's go LeBron first. Let's go LeBron first.
Okay. Which team that was a quote unquote contender? I mean, he was a free agent, so technically I don't want people calling or texting saying Darian, the Memphis Grizzlies could have had him, or the Orlando Magic could have had him. Let's stick with the contenders that were on the board with Rich Paul. I call him here Rick Paul. Rich Paul was talking about the possible teams he could join. Which team now has to pivot the hardest? Which team does LeBron not choosing hurt them the most?
Ooh. It would be between Cleveland and Miami.
You think so?
Yeah.
I have a different answer. Tell me why.
I don't think either one of them really have a real hard pivot except the Lakers, because they're the Lakers and you losing LeBron.
Okay.
You losing a player of that stature.
Well, they weren't in contention for getting them. So I wasn't thinking about it.
They really weren't in contention for getting them either, like you just mentioned. Cleveland, I mean, it's just a matter of, okay, we held up on getting James Harden re-signing the whole deal, but now we can go ahead and continue and finish out that process and fill out whatever other holes that we need. Miami, kind of the same thing. Me and Jared were talking about this on Friday. It was like, if he went to Miami, he could have kind of really still been a fourth option and played the point for them in some cases. Just kind of primary ball handler, but just primary playmaker, because they don't really have one right now. But at the same time, Pat will take care of that. Pat will take a cat in their organization that they ain't developed, he and Spo, and they will make him. Same way we got Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, all these other dudes that was with the Heat that have moved on to do stuff elsewhere.
First thing Pat got to do is get a hold of his social media team and stop releasing welcome LeBron.
Well, according to that, Greg brought that up as well. He said that dude was supposed to be going on vacation, and he was just trying to set that up to get ahead on vacation. I'm just hoping that Pat didn't send him on vacation permanently.
All right, so I actually have a totally different team that I think has to pivot, and I'm gonna take you back to the West Coast. I think it's the Golden State Warriors.
Okay. Yeah, they do.
And I would say that because I think the Golden State Warriors are the only team that needed him for a reset. Miami, I think Miami could have used him as a reset, but I think it's totally over with in Golden State now without LeBron.
You don't think that Yaxel's a good reset?
I think Yaxel, not when you're comparatively speaking.
I mean,
not comparatively speaking. When you're talking Yaxel by himself, absolutely. Okay. But when you say in lieu of that guy,
that's what Jared was saying too. Jared was saying he kind of wished that LeBron went there to kind of pay it forward and to give Yaxel that extra rub or whatever the case.
I was looking at the team as a whole with Draymond being old, slow of foot. Jimmy Buckets. What's going to happen with Jimmy? I haven't seen one single update on Jimmy.
I haven't seen anything either.
Hadn't seen it, and he's not a quiet cat.
Only thing I seen Jimmy was he was at the World Cup. Looking like he was moving kilos.
I didn't think about that. He was at the World Cup.
He looked like he was moving kilos for Spain.
Yeah, with his hair braid. Yeah, he was. Didn't he? I'm concerned about them. You have an all-world player, obviously, in Stephen Curry. I think LeBron would have breathed or put so much life back into that organization. Obviously.
Even if it's just for a season.
Even if it was just for a season, those two playing together, and I'm not talking about the going night-night. I'm not talking about having fun. I'm talking about basketball IQ on that floor that can win a game.
Well, even as we say, it would have been a fun watch.
It would have, I'm
putting
that aside.
Competitive as hell now.
I think that's the fandom portion. I'm trying to touch into the historian side. Like, the fandom side, that fun, I think it would have come either way.
Yeah.
But from it's 2 minutes left in this game. Let's win this game. Like, yeah, it's going to be fun, but are you going to make the right play? That's what I'm talking about. LeBron makes that right play that would have, I think, put them over the hump. I think this is probably a 38-win team, dude. Without him.
40, somewhere. Yeah.
37, 38, 40. Because,
I'm
again, I don't know what Jimmy Buckets is going to bring him. I see Yaxel, but are they going to treat Yaxel like James Wiseman at some point?
Are they going to treat Yaxel like a rookie, or are they going to give Yaxel some keys and let him cook?
Are you going to say cook, or, not, you're 24, what are you doing? That cannot be held against me. And it seems like that was kind of the MO for Golden State for quite a while. You're too young. And they didn't let guys blossom because I know, there was a pivot because Minnesota at one point was going to take James Wiseman. They said, we have a 6'6" guard in front of us. Yeah. And it was the right call, obviously, with Anthony Edwards. I still thought that the gazelle that James Wiseman would put them so far ahead. I don't think he was used properly. He was a gazelle. I mean, that's the word for it. He could run up and down the floor.
I think it's a combination of
things. It was a combination, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it probably was a matter of misusage, but it's probably got some, too. He got some fault on his own as well from some sort. Then you got the health issue that came into it. It seemed like he hit the wall and got bit by a snake just at the wrong time.
Just at the wrong time. But yeah, but long stories are, we're a little late for a break. We're going to get to it right now in just a second. But I just wanted to say, I think Golden State is the team that has to pivot the hardest because now you're worried about Jimmy Bucket's health. You have a young Yaxel right there. How does that affect Steph Curry? I don't think it affects his mental either way. I think he's going to be a 26-point guy this year. So there were some holes that LeBron could have obviously filled in that Golden State rim. And I just think that they are the ones that missed out. I think they pushed all of their chips to the middle and say, let's get this guy. And now that you don't get or did not get him, what do you do now? So want to say thank you to all our sponsors this morning. Marks and Bensdorf, Southern Security, Landers Cadillac. Go get your Landers Cadillac. Memphis Public Links. All of you guys, thank you so very much for being a part of Wolo and Friends. We are sitting in the Family Leisure Studios. You can join us. Text us. Tell us where we're wrong or where we're right at the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line. That is 901-360-8255. Right now, we're going to get to a break. And on the other side, I'm going to give you that list for the historian Jay Hammer. We're going to close out Wolo and Friends. You're listening to Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to download our Hub 901 app for instant access to Sports 56 and all the Flynn broadcasting stations from anywhere. Go to the App Store and get the Hub 901 app today.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you're spending time outside, it's important to know the potential risks of skin cancer. Non-melanoma skin cancers, or NMSCs, including basal cell carcinoma and cutaneous squamous cell carcinoma, are common in the U.S. and can become advanced and harder to treat if left undetected. Our sponsor, Regeneron, is raising awareness about advanced NMSCs. Learn more and take the pledge to see a dermatologist annually annually at letsgetrealaboutSkinCancer.com.
A long life is wonderful, but it comes with changes as you age. So when you're ready to change your home, Town Village Audubon Park is the perfect choice. Incredible location, amazing amenities, including a pool, all-inclusive dining, and on-site medical care so you can age in place. Monthly rental with no buy-in lets you make current choices. Apartments include full kitchen, washer and dryer, bi-weekly housekeeping, and all basic utilities. Landscape courtyards make it easy to get sunshine and fresh air. Gated parking keeps you ready to go. And the Town Village Dog Park keeps your fur baby close by your side. Hi, I'm Max. My wife Jean and I moved into Town Village Audubon Park 18 months ago. It's the best decision we ever made. We have made friends here and take part in lots of social activities. It's a comfortable life. So if you're thinking of making a change, come see me and Town Village Audubon Park. I think you'll like it as much as we do. And look, new friends.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Wrapping up the last segment of the hour. Thank you for joining Wolo and Friends. Darian Newsom sitting in for Dave Woloshin. Baseball in full swing. The Miz, Mizorowski, last night struck out the first 7 batters, man.
I got to do a better job of tracking when he pitches because I'm like 8-0 on my bets when he pitches.
Man, 11-2 versus the Rockies yesterday. The Miz is Mizzed, man. I mean, he sat out the All-Star break. I think he missed his start right before the All-Star break on that Sunday.
Yep.
This guy picked up right where he left off. I mean, are we giving him the Cy Young? I don't want the baseball heads to come for me. Do we give the Cy Young out early the same way we do the NBA MVP?
Any cat that's throwing 105, 106 that late in the game, I'm not taking anything away from that dude.
Yeah, another takeaway from baseball. You know what name is not being plastered everywhere like it was last year? And, I mean, he's still an awesome player. I think he still was an all-star this year. Cal Raleigh. You think about it. This time last year, it was Raleigh.
And he got out to that slow start.
The big dumper.
Yeah, it was a big dumper this, big dumper that. We were, at this point, projecting, was it going to be 50, 55, 60 is somewhere in there.
Yeah, man.
He got out to a slow start and everything, but then as soon as he kind of came back around, he getting his legs
the baseball
back
guy. Where's our Cal Raleigh? Cal Raleigh, we need you to do a little
he still got the most home runs ever in a season for a catcher.
True. So, shout out to that. All right, want to get you this list, man, before we get out of here. Isaac Simpson. You know that guy?
That's my guy.
Yeah, Isaac Simpson. Isaac Simpson recently dropped his list of his favorite Grizz players of all time.
Okay.
All right, J-Ham, I'm going to give you his list, and then you just give me 5, and I'll give you 5 as well, and then I think that should take up enough time for us to get Johnny Radio in here after us. All right, so Isaac Simpson's list, favorite Grizz players of all time, and then he obviously puts out the information of no particular order. I really wanted a particular order in this one.
I'm with Isaac, man. We can't be ranking these
because that's
things.
The only reason I actually had it. And I see this little note right here that says no particular. I thought he was ranking them. All right, but since I can't pivot and it's too late, let's go right ahead. Zach Randolph, Mark Gasol, Tony Allen, Mike Conley, Ja Morant, Steven Adams, Jonas Valanciunas, OJ the Mayo, Jason Williams, James Posey, Carlos Navarro, and Mike Miller.
I like those he named. I'm going to throw some offsets.
All right, give me 5, and I'm going to give you 5.
Ooh, 5 offsets.
Not necessarily, and they don't have to be started. We're just talking favorite players.
My personal favorite? I always was a big fan of Nick Kalathis because he got after it on the defensive end. You remember those at the end of the quarter, they'll be in-mounted ball. Nick Kalathis always came up with a steal.
I always remember Nick Kalathis. Back in our day, there was this high school basketball show, and they showed you all these up-and-comers from Teddy Dupay.
Fox.
Oh, I think it was on Fox. It showed me Teddy Dupay, Nick Kalathis, all those guys coming up.
I think it was the same show I discovered with Eddie Curry.
Come on, Curry and Tyson Chandler. Oh, yeah, go for it. All right, back to your 5, dog. All right, not Juan Carlos. So you just say Nick Kalathis. All right.
I liked what's my man that played at Arizona? The small guard, Jared Bayless. I like Jared Bayless.
Oh, I forget about Jared
Good guard. You know what I'm saying? Because Isaac named all the ones that,
I was thinking Gilbert
Arenas.
Arenas wasn't a Grizzly at one point, was it?
Yeah.
We had Arenas at one point?
Yeah, we did. We did in 2012. That was the Clipper series where Nick Young beat us.
But Gilbert Arenas was a Grizzly?
Gilbert Arenas was on the bench for the Grizzlies. Okay. And Lionel wouldn't play him, and we need a shooter.
Okay. All right, that's 3. What you got? Give me 2 more.
Ooh, I just had one I was just thinking about, another unconventional one, because his dude did dirty work, and he had the look of a janitor. My man, Brian Cardinal.
Brian Cardinal? All right, that's
Cardinal
4.
was a hooper, man.
And what's your last one? I like that.
James Posey. That's one of my all-time favorites.
I'm going to go, you guys were talking about I'm putting in air quotes, crybabies on the court last week.
That was
or something.
funny, yeah.
And at the same time, you said it, I said it, but one of my favorite Grizzly players all the time. And you said it the way I said it. I said, do I remember him crying as a Grizzly or in other jerseys, Bunsy Wells? That was yeah. But I do remember Bunsy standing over little bitty referees with his hands out.
Right.
That's Bunsy.
He didn't cry to Mike Fratello though.
Correct. So Bunsy is one for me. Not in particular order. Lorenzen Wright. I'll take socks. I like me some socks, man.
Absolutely.
I'll take Mike because I was the biggest Mike hater. I ate and drank all of the Kool-Aid when Mike was at 4. And I hated Al Horford because he went to Atlanta. Like at 3, and I'm like, come on, take Mike Conley so we can get Al Horford, take him. And it's like with the number 3 pick, Atlanta takes Al Horford. So he in a sense failed to us. I don't think we actually drafted him. When did Steph Curry's draft too?
That was a couple years out before Steph. No, before Mike was 07, Steph was 09. I know
we passed on Steph Curry, didn't we? We passed on him, right?
Okay. We did for Ashamed to Beat.
That was the to beat draft.
That was
right?
the beat
okay.
draft.
But yeah,
passed on James Harden too. That's case.
I always held it. I mean, I drank the Kool-Aid. I did not think Mike Conley would be Mike Conley. And look at Mike Conley still playing today at this point.
Season number 20.
Headed to Boston. I would have loved it if he would. Well, I guess we have a log jam, quote unquote, at the guard position.
Season number 20, 0 technical fouls.
0.
That's insane.
Yeah. But I mean, and then don't forget this. At one point, he was the highest paid player in the NBA. Those are the nuggets that I love to give back out to Mike Conley.
I rate some people were like they thought it was insensitive. He would ever be, but I'm like it was his turn.
That was that salary cap boom.
Yeah,
Alan Crabb got what 75.
Wow, you went back to Alan Crabb.
That Alan Crabb in the Nets, it still hits me. It still rubs me wrong if you can't tell. It was like Alan Crabb got what?
Right here, Alan Crabb since he signed that
deal. And the last one is obviously Zebo. I mean, I didn't see him doing what he was going to do when he arrived. So he and Mike Conley are my biggest surprise, and they're my favorite Grizzly players in a sense for that reason only because it shocked me. I thought one was going to be better than what he was, and I thought the other one was not going to be. And we
would be remiss if we did not give our proper due to Ahmed Haddadi. I'm just saying.
Haddadi. Hey, man, you gave me a high five one time when I was walking downtown. So, all right.
That's why I brought that up.
Shout out to Ahmed Haddadi. Got some big news. Wolo, Dave Woloshin will be in the seat tomorrow. But on Wednesday, I am hosting, and we have a special guest that will be in studio. So if you are, as the pastor says, under the sound of my voice, please tune in, not only tomorrow, but Wednesday as well. We have a great guest. I mean, this person has covered your Memphis Grizzlies, your Memphis Tigers, football, basketball, huge sports name in the city will be right here in studio with us on Wednesday, sharing the microphone and the airwaves with me, Darian Newsom. Man, it is going to be my absolute pleasure. But that's going to be a wrap on us today for Wolo and Friends. I want to thank TJ Reeves, Jay Ham for sticking it out there. I mean, he's an Iron Man. I used to be an Iron Man. I used to beat my chest. I'm here all the time.
I picked up those traits from you, my man.
Jay Ham is here, y'all, and without him, we don't go. So thank you, Jay Ham. We're about to turn this thing over to Johnny. Oh, no, I always get to say it like Wolo. Johnny Radio is right around the corner. Stick with us, baby. Sports 56.